You're listening to the Get Out of Your Own Damn Way podcast, episode number 117.
What you want, baby, you got it, or do you? Before you can get what you want, you not only need to know what it is, but you gots to burn for it, deep down in your soul. I'm talking about desire. This is the stuff that moves mountains. Need a little help sparking that flame? Let's do this.
Welcome to the Get Out of Your Own Damn Way podcast. I'm your host, Krylyn Peters. Each week, I bring you inspiring messages to help you create the life you're meant to lead. Buckle up, buttercups.
Hey, Fear Busters, and welcome to the podcast. I am smack dab in the middle of this series on motivation, which is part of a series on change. I mean, it's like a series within a series. It's pretty awesome. If you've missed the last couple episodes, whoops, you need to go back and listen. You do. You have to. You've got to go back and listen to episodes number 115 and 116. I talk about motivation and my 4-step model of motivation. And today I'm talking a little bit deeper about step 2 in that model. Last week, I talked about step 1. I'm guessing next week and the following week, I'm going to be talking about steps 3 and 4. Probably. Actually, yes, it's a spoiler alert. But you want to go back if you haven't already listened to the last couple episodes and just get up to speed for sure. And if you don't already know the format on how to find my podcast episodes, they're all on my website and they have the episode number. So it's Krylyn.com/ whatever the episode number is. So if you're looking for episode 115, it's at Krylyn.com/115. 116, Krylyn.com/116. And if you don't already know how to spell my name, it is Krylyn. All right, so today, like I said, I am diving into step 2 in my model of motivation, and this is all about desire. Absolutely imperative when it comes to getting motivated and staying motivated when you're going through any kind of a change in your life, whether it be something that you have brought on that you were super excited about, or something that was thrust upon you and you are kicking and screaming along the way, but also secretly going, yay, I'm glad I get the opportunity to do this. Yeah, I got your number. So, step 2, desire. Oh, and definitely go get the handout for today's episode at, you guessed it, Krylyn.com/117. Okay. So, what are we going to talk about as far as desire? You may already know what you want. So when I'm talking about desire, I'm talking about what you really want. What is that burning want? This isn't necessarily a need. It could be a need, but I'm talking about the burning desire, that deep in your belly, I need to have this. And it's not I need to have it to well, maybe it is I need to have it to live and survive. However, it's just like it's such part of your passion. I work with a lot of women who are super passionate. Like me, I know that you have a lot of passions and you get really passionate about many things and you're deeply passionate about a few things. And we could probably do a whole series on that. However, I want to stick to desire in terms of this motivation topic that we are all up in right now. You've got to remind yourself when, like I said, when things are not going well, you've got to remind yourself what it is that you want. Because what happens is we get sidetracked, we get overwhelmed, and we're just going about our little plan to change. We've got our little steps, we've got our actions, we've got, all the best intentions in the world, and yet just things can implode. So we have got to remind ourselves what we want. Like, this is super important. Okay, so I had a couple examples here. So let's say you've got a goal that's health related. You might desire a healthier body. But I want you to dig deeper. Like we did in last week's episode when we're talking about the why. we've got to dig deeper. So it's more than just like, this is what I want. So that's why I add this burning desire deep in the belly kind of thing, because I know you know what I'm talking about. It's like magnetic, and we've got to have a lot of feeling around it in order to dig deeper. So like I said, if you're talking about a health related goal and you're like, oh, I want a healthier body. Okay, well, no, dig deeper than that. You want more than a healthy body. Like, what do you really, really want? And it's going to mean something different to everybody. Okay. So like in my health goals, yes, I want a healthier body, but I also actually have on my bucket list, want to be a hottie. Okay. So that's like much more passionate language. And of course, hottie is going to mean something different to me than it does to maybe somebody else. So it doesn't really matter if other people think I'm a hottie, as long as I think I'm a hottie, that's what matters. So another example here is if you have a relationship related goal. So you're wanting to improve your relationship, and so you just want to improve it. Okay, well, what does that mean, right? So what is the desire? Do you want better sex? Do you want better communication? What is the better communication going to get you? Like, keep going. What, it's going to mean that we're listening to each other more. Great. Well, what is listening to each other more going to get you? It means we're going to know each other. Okay. Well, like you've got to dig deeper. So last week I called BS on the superficial answers, or those first answers that you get when you ask the question. So I'm going to do the same thing this week with this step 2, is you've got to dive deeper into what you want. Okay. So I know a lot of you might already know what you want, and that's great. But I've also got some tips. You know me, I got tips to help you if you are having a difficult time tapping into what it is that you deep down in your belly desire. All right. So again, go grab that handout. I go into more details, give you even more tips in the handouts than on these episodes. So go grab that, Krylyn.com/117, so that you can get all the juicy little tidbits that I have to offer. Okay. So if you're having a difficult time tapping into that desire, I want you to try these 3 tips. Tip number 1 is simply to get quiet. Okay, a lot of times we are so distracted by noise, and it often is noise that's in our environment. So it could be devices, it could be people, it could be, you name it. So as much as we can, we need to minimize or get rid of that noise, get quiet. So that's one part of it. Getting quiet is also just really listening. So if you ask your question, what do I desire? Get quiet and wait for the answer. Interesting. A little woo-woo on you, huh? So that is a great tip. So is really allowing yourself the space and that time to get quiet and allow that answer to come up and see what happens. Well, like, again, I'm all about like peeling back those layers. So when the first answer comes to you, go, then what? Okay. So I talked about the and then what add-on in a recent episode as a way to just get a little bit deeper and peel back those layers. Good tip. Tip number 2 is to trust your gut. Okay. So often we do not, or we second guess ourselves. Oh my gosh, I did an entire episode on second guessing yourself. I'm going to have to reference that again in the handout and also on the show notes. So if you're on my website listening to this right now, you can click on that episode about second guessing, because we do it all the time. And it's a real destructive way to be, especially when you're going through change, because self-doubt can really creep in. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So definitely go back and check that episode to help you with some strategies with that second guessing monster. But back to the trusting your gut. I want you to follow your intuition. So you get quiet and then you don't question what comes up. Just go with it. Just go with it. Allow your intuition to be your guide. So if you're getting quiet and if you're allowing your gut to lead the way, then you're going to get some really interesting answers about what it is that you desire. Tip number 3 is to start writing. Okay, so start writing. I talked about doing some journaling, I believe in last week's episode, and it's going to be really helpful in this whole motivation series is to really write some things down. And as you may or may not know, but now I'm telling you, if you get this week's handout, I have some really juicy prompts for you. Some wonderful questions that you can ask yourself and then just write down the answers. Okay, so I've given you a few questions here in the first couple tips, but in the handout, you're going to get like some super major juicy questions to answer to help you tap into your desire. Yes, so this is step 2 of my model of motivation. Next week, we are diving into step 3. So I cannot wait to share that with you, and I will catch you then.
Thanks for listening to the Get Out of Your Own Damn Way podcast. If you've been inspired, please share the podcast with your friends. You can find us on iTunes or at Krylyn.com. KRYLYN.com.